The bond between animals and their owners, or should I say second family, is truly special, and when they're reunited after being apart for a long time, the emotions run high. In this video, you'll see some of the most touching moments of animals reuniting with their owners after years of separation. And prepare some tissues, because when I tell you it's about to get emotional, that's not an exaggeration. Number 1. Sonia the Bear. This not-so-little bear is Sonia, who met Jonathan at a wildlife center in Otisville, New York, when she was an orphaned cub. So Jonathan had to leave for a while and couldn't take his bear buddy with him. But now, they're finally reunited after what feels like forever. And let me tell you, their friendship is no joke. It didn't even take her a few seconds to recognize him and snuggle up to him. But wait, notice how Sonia playfully puts her paws in Jonathan's hands, and then he gently pulls her forward and she rocks back. Apparently, this is a game they used to play when Sonia was just a baby. Oh, and Jonathan even had to tuck in his shirt so Sonia wouldn't climb under there like she used to do when she was a tiny bear. How adorable is that? Number 2. The Lioness meeting her first adoptive dad. The last animal you'd expect to be fond of humans is most definitely a lion. But that's not the case for this lioness Kiara. She's practically bursting with excitement as she waits for her first adoptive dad, Adolfo, to arrive. Once that gate opens, she just can't contain herself any longer. Almost immediately, she jumps on him and starts scenting him and cuddling with her dad. And she even gives him little nips. But it's not because she's hungry, she's just showing her love in her own unique way. It's not every day you see a lion treating a human like family. How heartwarming. Number 3. Crocodile remembers his rescuer after 2 years. Up next, we have Elliot, the crocodile who lives in Costa Rica. What makes him stand out? Well, he was rescued and ended up at the Green Teak Wildlife Refuge. Chris, who hadn't seen Elliot in 2 whole years because of that pesky COVID situation, pays him a visit. And what happens? Elliot remembers him. Not only that, but he even responds when called by his name. I've got to admit, Elliot does give me the chills. Unlike cats that meow or dogs that wag their tails, he looks the same whether he's happy to see you or thinking about gobbling you up. Number 4. It's a miracle that the family finds their dog. Back on July 4th, 2012, in Frisco, Texas, when everyone was busy celebrating independence, a family lost a precious part of them. It was their dog, Dora, who had gotten spooked by fireworks and made a run for it, jumping the fence in her backyard. Just as they were about to lose all their hope, on the 5th of February, a miracle happened, and someone found a stray dog with a microchip, and it was none other than our Dora. Seeing her melt into her dad's arms is honestly one of the warmest things I've seen. Number 5. Penguin warming up to his human caregiver. The moment he spots him, Cookie just goes wild with excitement. I never thought seeing a penguin snuggle up to his human would be so fudging adorable. Number 6. Hippo makes happy sounds after meeting her human. You know, there's something really special about seeing wild animals showing love and affection to humans. And it's not just any animal, but a hippo, one of Africa's deadliest creatures. It's crazy to think that hippos are actually more dangerous to humans than lions. This guy's just snuggling up to one like it's a house cat. To think that she's even as docile as one crazy. I mean, getting a hippo to trust you around her baby and genuinely enjoy your company? That's some serious honor. But to be fair, this hippo trainer reunited with her after a while and has been around her since she was just a baby. Number 7. Woman reunites with her cat after her house catches fire. Now, I know that this reunion wasn't after years, but honestly speaking, if you have a pet and you lose them in a house fire, and you have to stand there waiting and praying for your baby to make it out alive, every single second feels like a year. That's what happened to this woman, Christina Jeffrey, who couldn't grab her 10-year-old cats, Mac and Cheese. Both cats were huddled together, desperately waiting to be rescued while taking shelter in the closet. Fortunately, both Mac and Cheese were safe and sound. Number 8. The cockatoo who misses his dad way too much. This is Oni, the baby umbrella cockatoo. Oni lives with his parents in Tennessee, and let me just say, he is one of the sweetest and most affectionate birds out there. I mean, I've never seen a bird act like this before. This eager little bird waiting for his dad to come home and then happily cuddling and kissing his dad just tells you that he's been waiting all day for this moment. Number 9. Herd of elephants reuniting with their favorite guy. A lot of people would choose the superpower of being able to speak to animals if they had the chance, but Derek doesn't need it because he already has it. He had been away from a herd of elephants in Africa for 14 months, but the moment he returned, it just took a call, and the entire herd recognized his voice in seconds and came rushing to him. You know what they say? Elephants never forget, and this herd most definitely didn't. I wish I could do that as well. Can you imagine being remembered and loved that much by a group of wild elephants? It's just mind-boggling. Number 10. Chimp pays back the kindness and love shown during tough times. I've never seen a happiness radiating louder than the one on this chimp's face. His name is Limbani, and the couple he's hugging are the ones who cared for him when he was just days old, nursing him back to health from broken ribs and pneumonia. They provided him with a loving home until he was 7 months old. Even at 5 years old, Limbani's love for his first adoptive parents continues to grow, and this reunion is a testament to that. Number 11. The parrot who found his way back home. If you know birds, you know they're taking off the moment they see their cage open, and our Pico-chan is no different. This little budgerigar took off from his home and came back in a way that surprised everyone. He recited his home address, the full address, not just the apartment number, so people knew exactly where he needed to go. Turns out, it wasn't this little guy's rodeo taking off, so the owner, Fumiya Takahashi, was already waiting for a reunion when he took off. Number 12. Deer finds his human friend on the side of the road. When he was just a fawn, this little deer, Albert, came to the woman's backyard and started to live with the other animals on the farm. After living happily there for months, he decided to disappear, but Brit wasn't ready to give up on her bond so quickly. Looking for her friend in every nook and crook, every deer she came across, be it one that passed away or one that was on the side of the road, she refused to give up on the hope of finding him. That was until she found Albert just a little away from the farm. The sound of her cries when she first saw him was proof of the love she had for her dear baby Albert. Number 13. A cat caught in a fire gets saved after 4 days. Rihanna and Kiri Chandler had just lost their home after their apartment building caught on fire. But inside that very house was something far more valuable than everything in that house combined. It was their fur babies, Bugsy and Spike. While Bugsy was saved, Spike remained stuck inside even after 4 days. But the sisters refused to move until they got him back, and I don't think there was a bigger relief for both of them than to hear him meow for them. I don't think any loss matters for them as soon as they had their 21-pound fur bull in their hands. Number 14. The raging bull calms down when he sees the man who fed him. Throughout our childhood, we're often taught to fear one particular animal, the bull. And when it comes to an angry bull running around, you never know when you'll end up taking a trip high up in the skies. But if there was one man who was confident in this bull, it was this old man who had fed it for quite some time. Just the way it slows down when it nears the man is enough to show you that maybe this animal isn't the monster it has been portrayed to be. Walking around with a bull trailing behind you while everyone else is freaking out, that takes some serious guts. Number 15. Jaguars warming up to man just like kittens. You most certainly have to be the chosen one if you shout and the big cats come running towards you, and it's not to take a bite out of you, because what in the real-life Tarzan is this man? He had been away for just a little more than a month, and when he came back, all 3 of these big cats came running to him. But then, just like classic cats, 2 of them decided they had better things to do and wandered off. But one of the jaguars? Well, it went straight to the guy and snuggled right into his lap. I swear, one of these days I'm going to end up thinking I can go out there and pet a wild cat just like this guy did, and it'll be my last day. Number 16. Sam the duckling comes running toward his human. This little duckling, Sam used to have only his brood and this human visiting him several times a day, because you know, COVID. And let me tell you, the moment this little fella spotted his human friend after some time, he came running right towards him, with his embarrassed parents chasing behind him. If this happened to me, consider my life goals fulfilled. Number 17. Pet comes running when the owner calls for her. When the man called for his animal companion to come and greet us, I never expected Margarita to belong to a species whose ancestors were companions of the dinosaurs. I mean, come on, Margarita sounds more like the nickname of a puppy than a full-grown crocodile.
Margarita, come here. Come here, Mama.
Number 18. Cat reunites with owner. If you have a cat, you just know that you'll be panicking and your cat will stare at you without a care in the world. That was Roxy Hindhorst, whose 5-year-old domestic short hair Oliver had wandered off. When Oliver ran out of the door, he only returned when they placed his favorite blanket on the porch. It's almost as if he had a realization that having a dedicated human servant to feed him is way better than going out hunting. Number 19. Dog wets himself out of happiness upon seeing his human. Unlike cats, who show their love subtly, dogs are quite expressive, and this one is even more than the others. When Nastia had to leave her German Shepherd Nika behind for a while, she braced herself for the possibility that Nika might forget her. But boy, was she in for a surprise. Turns out, Nika didn't even need to lay eyes on Nastia to recognize her. The moment she caught her scent, Nika's tail started wagging like crazy, and she couldn't contain her excitement. In fact, she even wet herself a little out of pure happiness. Number 20. Photographer who made friends with wolves. And then we have this wildlife photographer who once got close with a pack of wolves. And you know wolves, they're loyal to their family and friends to a fault. Well, it seems these wolves didn't forget about this guy one bit. The way they're sniffing him and having playful scuffles, you could easily mistake them for a bunch of huskies having a good time. Number 21. Donkey runs up to the girl who raised him. You know how people like to joke and call their friends donkeys to poke fun at them by insinuating they're not that intelligent? But let me tell you, this interaction might just flip that stereotype. This donkey immediately recognized the little girl who had raised him. He started braying like there was no tomorrow, and he didn't stop until he was wrapped up in the warmest, tightest hugs from the little girl. Watching them, you can see the relief on the donkey's face as he leans into her, resting his head on her shoulder. Number 22. Bunny misses owner who was away for a long time. This owner was away on vacation for quite a long time, and when he finally came back, he was greeted by the best thing in the world, his very own bunny, Beanie. She dashes over to her human, ready to play chase and shower him with cuddles. Now, I don't know about you, but witnessing a rabbit show affection like this, it's enough to melt even the coldest heart. Number 23. Capuchin monkey. Couldn't stop hugging mom. Then there's this 9-month-old Capuchin monkey who was absolutely not happy about her mom missing 2 months of her life. When she went to pick her up from the airport with grandma, she clung to her like there was no tomorrow, refusing to let go, just like a stubborn little baby. And absolutely as cute as one too. Number 24. The dying chimp. Recognizes his old caretaker. Get your tissues ready for this one. It's a tearjerker that could make even the toughest among us get teary-eyed. This chimp on her deathbed was extremely lethargic and sorrowful to the point that she even refused any sort of food or even drink that was given to her, refusing to eat or drink anything and just wanting to spend your last moments in peace, alone. That was until she recognized that the person petting her was no random stranger. It was her old caretaker, John. And in that moment, her face lights up with a smile that's as heartbreaking as it is heartwarming. You see, all those memories of their time together long ago must have come flooding back to her, giving her a burst of energy and filling her with so much love. I'm just glad both of them got to see each other one last time. Number 25. Lions hug the woman who rescued them. And then there are Lioness Malkia and Adele, who had been stuck in a cycle, a quite draining one at that. They were performing in a circus, doing tricks for pesky humans' entertainment. But among those humans was a kind soul, a woman who rescued them from the torture. Since these lions had been with humans, with no knowledge of the wild, they couldn't be released. So now, when they see this kind woman come meet them at the rescue center, they don't waste a second to pounce on her and smother her with endless hugs and kisses. You can just tell that these souls are thankful for life. Number 26 complains about how much he missed her human. While swans might be known as the ultimate example of beauty, many people don't know that they're not just beauty, they're beauty with brains. If you don't believe me, take a look at this swan complaining to the zoo director about how much he missed him in his absence because he was away for quite some time. It's almost like watching a toddler complain to their dad after he returns from a trip, isn't it? And this swan had a lot to complain about, from the annoying pelicans in the background to everything else bothering him. And even after getting all the pets in the world, he couldn't calm down. How adorable. Number 27. Baby elephant showers his human with cuddles and kisses. You know how some people say that elephants see humans the way we see dogs? Well, this interaction might just prove it. The moment this elephant spotted his human friend, he couldn't help but snuggle up to his playmate. You can tell he didn't even notice how much smaller the human was. He was simply overjoyed to have his buddy back. Despite his excitement, the baby elephant was still careful not to step on his friend. Number 28. The human who rescued an entire pride of lions. What could be more thrilling than an entire pride of lions rushing to welcome you back after you've been away for a while? All the lions come running up to you to come give you a hug. Nothing more majestic than this. No movie or could ever capture the genuine emotion of a pride of lions. Consider this guy a human, one of their own. Number 29. Cat reunited after 2 years. This cat, being all warm in his parents' arms, is 9-year-old Riley. Riley went missing from home, and for nearly 2 years, his family had lost hope, convinced he had been taken by a coyote. But Riley had other plans. He was a fighter and a survivor. Fast forward 2 years, and Riley was found near a highway. No collar, no ID tag, but thankfully, he had a microchip. And that little chip was the key to bringing him back to his loving family. Number 30. Horse excited to see its owner. Horses have been around humans for quite some time, serving as both rides and companions. But it's pretty rare to see ones that genuinely love their humans. Take this handsome horse, for example. It came running up to its owner and stopped just before it could hit her. Such a thoughtful gesture, and the way it just nuzzles her with her nose, following her and standing beside her, just soaking in the moment. You can just tell by these small, gentle gestures how much it cares for its human companion. Number 31. Dog reunited after 6 years. This adorable Chihuahua mix was just 8 years old when his parents, Debbie and Danai Vasquez, let him out in the yard. But before they knew it, their little friend was gone. There were no traces of the little guy for about 6 long years. Then, out of nowhere, he was found thousands of miles away from home, all thanks to someone scanning his microchip. It makes you wonder, why would someone steal this baby from his loving family, especially when there are countless dogs out there looking for a forever home? Some people are just pathetic. Number 32. Surprise reunion with dog at Christmas. Then there's Daisy, the husky, who got the surprise of a lifetime when she caught a whiff of someone whose scent reminded her suspiciously of a friend who had moved countries away. At just the thought of it being her friend, Daisy couldn't stop, wagging her tail. And then, out of nowhere, she heard a sound that resembled her friend's, and Daisy was on the brink of losing her mind with excitement. And when her friend finally emerged from under the cover, Daisy's joy knew no bounds. But suddenly, Daisy's mood shifted, and she seemed a bit upset. Why did her human leave her in the first place? No hugs for humans for a solid 2 seconds. I don't know what we ever did to deserve dogs, but whatever it is, we should definitely keep doing it. Number 33. Reunited with missing family dog. Then there's another couple who lost their dog. The wife was just about to leave to put up some posters when an elderly couple unexpectedly showed up at their door with a little surprise in tow. To her amazement, it was her beloved Pooch, the very one she had been separated from. The sight was so emotional that the wife couldn't hold back her tears, and who could blame her? I wouldn't be able to either. Number 34. Cat crosses mountain to meet family. Whoever tells you cats don't love you back clearly hasn't seen this heartwarming reunion. Mittens, a family cat, disappeared when the family took their boat from Mountain Green to Salt Lake for repairs. Little did they know, Mittens had sneaked under the boat's cover. When the mechanics removed it, Mittens bolted away. But this little guy wasn't about to lose his home. No way. He became the embodiment of ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide, and spent 4 months making his way back home, covering nearly 30 miles to reunite with his humans. And let me tell you, his determination paid off. Number 35. Elephant running like a child to see her human. And finally, let me introduce you to Jenny, who came running to Lek as soon as she heard her call. But she didn't come alone. She made sure to bring her adopted little sister Thonge, and calling for others as well before they all come running to Lek. That's about all. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Also, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.